Bonjour, y'all. My name is Dawn. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, I'm an American who moved to France 3 years ago in the southern part of France, and my channel is about the moving abroad process, lifestyles, and travels as an American living here on the other side of the world. I come to you today because there are a lot of updates that are now going to be enforced in 2026 for anyone who is trying to come over here on especially a long stay visa, retiree or non-retiree. So here are the things that have changed. The requirements for your funds, your monthly income, and what you must have, as it must coincide with the minimum wage amount for France. The other is certain visas and applying for certain renewals will now trigger a Civics exam. The language requirements have been boosted. So before, where it was an A2, it has gone to a B1, and where before it was a B1, it has gone to a B2. And then also the newest thing is that the healthcare system for the long stay retirees will no longer be automatic after 3 months. You are now going to have to pay additional monies yearly. So let's get into each aspect. First and foremost, the important one, which is how much money you have to have in order for you to be approved to come over on a long stay visa. That has gone up significantly. I think before it was maybe about $1,200 a month US wise. Now it is 1,555 euros, which amounts to like, forgot my glasses, sorry y'all. Which amounts to like about $1,834 a month. Round it up, say $1,900. I'd round it up even more to $2,000. They do like for you to be a little bit more, just not right on the border. So let's round it up to, if you are single and you are planning on coming over here, you will have to show that you have $2,000 a month that you have saved up that you can use to support yourself. If you are a couple, and they have a range between 2,400 and 2,800. So 2,400 euros or 2,800 euros. 2,400 euros would be $2,832. 2,800 euros is $3,304. This is all based on the exchange rates right now. So let's just say if you're going to deal with the 2,400, that's $2,832 a month USD. Round it up. 3 grand, and 2,800 euros would be 3,304. So round that up to 3,500. This is all net after taxes. So the first thing you need to know, and this applies to everyone, is that the financial income resources has gone up and has changed, and you will have to show that you have that amount, whether it is in a bank account, savings, your IRA, you know, any other financial accounts that you have, you can use to show that you have that money to support yourself if you're on a long stay visa. Why? Because on a long stay visa, you cannot work. I repeat, you cannot work. If anyone tells you you can, that is not true. That has always been the rule. You actually have to sign an affidavit that says, I will not work in France. That is one of the visas you cannot work on. I will do other videos in regards to the other visas that you can work on, but the long stay visa, you cannot. Later on, I'll go into an issue with the visitor visa because there's some blurry lines in regards to whether you can or whether you cannot, but you cannot work on a long stay visa. The second significant change is that before, for retirees coming here, not being able to work, and I don't understand why they specifically say retirees, because I'm assuming that if you're here on a long stay visa and you cannot work, this would apply for anyone. So when you come here on a long stay visa, after 3 months, you can validate your visa and get a French social security number, which will allow you to then opt into their healthcare program. However, the law has changed. It changed last year, and they're going to start enforcing it this year. Meaning, if you're applying for a long stay visa and you are a retiree, meaning you're probably never going to work. Someone could come on a long stay visa and then they can change once they find work or if they open up a business. That's different. But if you are a retiree not planning to work and you're going to be living here, you will now have to pay an annual fee for you to be able to opt into the healthcare system. My understanding is that when you do apply, you will have to pay an annual fee and you would still have to have your 1-year health insurance. I'm not sure if that health insurance will probably be no longer needed after you've been here for a year and you're continuing to pay their annual, and then you can get a supplemental insurance here in France to coincide with your carte vitale, because that is what it's called. But initially you will still have to have your private insurance and you will have to pay an annual fee to be a part of the French healthcare system. The third, which applies to everyone, is now when you are going to ask for a multi-annual, so after your first year renewal, and to be honest, I don't even know why I didn't know this or why I didn't do it. I just continued to be on my annual. You can ask for a multi-annual visa. And before, they did not require you to submit to a language or civics test. Now you will have to. So the requirements are, if you're going to ask for a multi-annual, you will have to do a civics test, which is about 40 questions, multiple choice on the culture and the history of France. You will have to have an A2. The change for the 10-year is you will have to not have an A2 anymore, but a B1, and you will have to do the civics exam. And for citizenship, you will have to now have a B2, and of course, you will have to do the civics exam. The big change is for people who are retirees, you will not be able to apply for French citizenship if you're showing that all of your income is coming from outside the United States. So if you are using your Social Security or something else to fund your lifestyle and most of that money is outside of the United States, you will not be able to apply for French citizenship. You will have to show somehow that your monies are here, and then that will allow you, well, you will have to pay taxes on that, but that will allow you to be able to apply for French citizenship. Another change is before, if you were over the age of 65, you did not have to do the language test if you're going to apply for French citizenship. That has now changed. You will have to do the language test if you are going to apply for French citizenship. If you are going to apply for the 10-year and you are over the age of 65, you are exempt not only from the language of B1, but you're also exempt from taking the civics test. Also, everyone, just note, for the long stay visa and people wanting to be here and live here permanently, you don't have to be a French citizen. You don't have to have French citizenship for you to be here. You can just continually apply for your 10-year visa. So you don't have to worry about the tax part, or you don't have to worry about the B2 level. So you can just continually apply for your 10-year when renewal time comes. At least you ain't got to do that crap every year. I mean, my goal, if I can't get the French citizenship right away, is I'm going to do the 10-year, because it is stressful to have to renew every single year. But just note, just because, especially for the retirees, which that seems to be a lot of people that are coming here to France, you don't have to have French citizenship to live here. You can live here and be on your 10-year renewable visa, just like people in the United States on green cards. The thing is that whether we want to admit it or not, and I'm admitting it, I'm not denying it, the reason why they're probably enforcing a lot of these and making these changes, it's not just for Americans, it's for everyone. And it's not just this country. There are other countries that are also enforcing new rules, because as a result of the political climate in the United States and what's going on over there, and I don't need nobody coming in my comments saying nothing about that statement, because you will be blocked. But it is true. Because of the political climate and what's going on, it is now causing other countries to enforce rules or to make new rules that they did not feel or did not have before due to that. So just note that these are the changes that will be taking place in 2026. One last thing. Also, if you're going to be traveling to the EU, not on a visa, please make sure that you do the ETIAS. That is your biometrics. You can do it online. It's going to be in addition to your passport. It's going to be attached to your passport. They're not going to be stamping books anymore, which I hate because I liked having my stamps showing where I was. But it's supposed to take place, I think in the US, it's supposed to start in October. But if I were you, I would just get it. Just get it and have it. You go online, I think it's $10, and it's good for 3 years. So there you go, some major serious updates. Don't forget, if you are really interested, I am going to say I call myself a relocation strategist because I not only tell you what you have to do, the nuances, and help you with relocating by offering my consultation, my relocation tours, and a direct connect to a realtor that you can know what it would take to purchase or rent an apartment or a house over here. But I help you strategize because my motto is there's more than one way to skin a cat. And it doesn't have to be all or nothing. There are different ways that you can do this. And that's why we have that conversation. We find out what your situation is and we strategize on what is the best way to be able to come over here. Again, I am very familiar with the long stay visa, the student visa, and now the professional liberal visa. So I am not just basing this on Google search. I am a lawyer. That's my background. So my search goes beyond that. But these are visas I have experience in actually the process. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe below. Share this with someone who you think may be interested in moving to France. And I will check you all in the next video. Bye.